It was the night of the Passover. Jesus knew that the time had come for him to return to his Father. He gathered his 12 disciples in the upper room to share one final meal together. He loved them and he wanted to show them the depth of his love until the very end. During the meal, Jesus took the bread. He looked at his friends, gave thanks to God, and broke into pieces. Gave it to them and said,
"Take this and eat. This is my body, which will be given up for you. Do this memory of me."
Then he took the cup of wine. He gave thanks once again and passed it to all of them. He told them,
"Drink from this, all of you. This is my blood of my new covenant, which will be shed for maybe for the forgiveness."
Suddenly, the atmosphere in the room changed. Jesus became very serious and said with a heavy heart,
"Truly, I say to you, one of you will betray me."
Great sadness filled their hearts. One by one, they were troubled and asked, "Lord, is it I?" They could not believe that anyone among them would do such a thing. But Jesus did not leave them without hope. He gave them a new commandment, the most important rule of all. The meal was finished. The promise was made. Jesus looked at them and said,
"Rise, let us go from here."
And so they left the room, carrying with them the memory of that night, a night of love, sacrifice, and the beginning of a new covenant that lasts forever. After the supper, they went to the garden. Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, knew exactly where to find him. He led the crowd up to Jesus. Judas had agreed on a signal.
"The one I kiss is the man."
Judas went straight to Jesus. With a voice that sounded like friendship, he said,
"Greetings, Rabbi."
and with those words, he kissed Jesus on the cheek. The kiss of friendship became the sign of betrayal. Immediately, the soldiers rushed forward and grabbed hold of Jesus. The disciples were terrified. One of them drew a sword to defend him, but Jesus told him to put it away. Jesus did not resist. He accepted what was happening. Jesus was left alone in the hands of those who came to take him. Jesus was led away to the house of Caiaphas the high priest. They were looking for the evidence any lie they could use to put him to death. Many false witnesses came forward telling lies, but Jesus said nothing. He did not defend himself. Finally, the high priest stood up and said to him,
"I demand you, tell us. Under oath, are you the Messiah, the Son of God?"
And so they condemned him. They spat on him, they slapped him, and they beat him. Jesus remained silent, like a lamb being led to the slaughter. Carrying his heavy cross, Jesus walked the road. He was weak and tired, but he carried the weight of the sins of the whole world. When they arrived, they nailed him to the cross between two thieves. They raised him up. Jesus looks up to heaven, speaking slowly. But Jesus prayed for them. At noon, darkness fell over the land. Jesus cried out with a loud voice. Jesus takes a deep breath, looks up one last time. Knowing that everything was finished, Jesus said, "I am thirsty." They gave him a wine to drink. Then he shouted, "It is finished." Then he bowed his head and gave up his spirit. It was now the 9th hour. The sun had hidden its face, and darkness covered the land. Jesus had been on the cross for hours, suffering great pain. Jesus knew that everything had now been finished. To fulfill the scripture, he said, "I am thirsty." A sponge soaked in wine was offered to him. He took a little and then, with a loud voice, Jesus cried out these final words,
"It is finished. Father, into your hands I commend my spirit."
He bowed his head, the breath of his body, the Son of God gave up his life. The sacrifice was made. Love had reached its greatest height. Jesus died so that we might live. Early on the first day of the week, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb. But when she arrived, she saw that the large stone had been rolled away. The body of Jesus was not there. They looked inside and saw that it was empty. Fear and wonder filled their hearts. Suddenly, a figure dressed in white shining garments appeared beside them. It was an angel. Suddenly, Jesus himself stood before them. He was alive. Death could not hold him. He had conquered the grave and defeated sin forever. The women worshipped him and knelt at his feet. Death is gone and life has won. This is the greatest story ever told and the greatest hope for all mankind.